Hi, I'm Marcia Skripek, and I'm the author of One Step at a Time. I'm also the author of Last Airlift, which is the companion book to One Step at a Time. One Step at a Time is about a young girl named Tuyette, and she is a real young girl. I mean, she came to Canada when she was 8 years old. She's now in her 40s, and I know her personally, and I was able to interview her herself about her childhood. The thing about Tuyette is that she had such a traumatic childhood, being rescued from Saigon just before Vietnam fell to the communists, that she had blocked out much of her memory of her childhood. So when I was writing these two books about her, it was a challenge for me to try and interview someone who had post-traumatic stress syndrome and had blocked out memories. So what I had to do was to do research by talking to many of her family members first, and also, for Last Airlift, talking to the pilot and other people who were on the plane with her and other people from the orphanage and that kind of thing. But with One Step at a Time, I talked to her mother extensively and also her children, her sisters, to recreate what it was like for her when she came here and spoke no English and had no idea what was going on. And the thing is that as soon as she got to Canada, within weeks of being adopted and taken in by a very loving family, they had to start her on a series of surgeries on her leg because she'd had polio when she was in Vietnam, because it was a war-torn country, and that often happens to people who are in a war-torn country. They can get illnesses that you wouldn't get here. And one leg was almost a foot shorter than the other, about 8 inches shorter, and she was just a very little girl, which meant that she could not walk on both feet at all. The only way that she could walk would be to walk on the bone of her ankle and push her knee with her hand. And so, but because she was a growing girl, they knew that they had to have the surgery as soon as possible, because once she got to be about 12 or 13, the window of time to fix her leg would be gone. So between the time when she arrived and by the time she went to high school, she had about eight sets of surgeries. But how do you explain to a young girl that has just been adopted into a family that she's now going to go to a hospital and have, what she would think would be very painful operations on her leg? And so it was an absolutely terrifying time for her. But what really amazed me, with all the people that I talked about, interviewed about Tuyette's story, Tuyette will not brag. Tuyette doesn't think she's anyone special, but everybody around her knows how special she is, knew how brave she was to submit herself to the surgeries, to being separated from her loving family, to get the surgery, even though it absolutely terrified her. And Tuyette is my hero. Her kids didn't know what she went through. She has a daughter in grade 8 and a son in grade 9. They had no idea what her childhood was like because she'd never told them until my books came out and they read my books and they realized what a hero their mother is. And I heard one of Karen Upper's students talk about One Step at a Time and the effect that it had on her when she read it. And it touches my heart to know that Tuyette's story makes other people feel that their own family is very important and that they can cherish their own family, and also that they admire Tuyette's bravery. I'm really happy to know that because, as I say, Tuyette is my hero, and I think that she should be yours as well.